Welcome to this webinar about the ESA Phi-Lab Open Call in Finland and also research activities we're supporting currently and also the opportunities that our innovation program offers for new space innovations. So, first of all, agenda today is the ESA Phi-Lab in Finland, very brief introduction what we are, who are involved in our Phi-Lab, what we are looking for, and some examples of the current projects, and also a short description of the actual application process if you're interested. ESA Phi-Lab in Finland consists of a consortium. Our purpose is to help research to get closer to the commercialization. As ESA defines it, we are bridging the gap between the research and the commercial on space industry. Our consortium in Finland consists of Aalto University, where I'm also working, our partners, Finnish Meteorological Institute, Finnish Geospatial Research Institute, and the University of Vaasa. This consortium is supporting the projects we're funding with technical support, business, IPA support, networks, and events, for example. There's also other activities and discussions, and of course we offer connections to relevant contacts we have in our network as well. We're part of a wider European network of scale-up in European Space Agency scale-up program. That's a picture from the network meeting this year. There's a big number of people around Europe. The Phi-Labs themselves are currently in 10 countries. Finland is one of them. Our focus is on geospatial technology, sensors, technology, and also applications. In other Phi-Labs around Europe, they have different topics. Spain, for example, is focused on climate resilience, which is a relevant market and focus for that Phi-Lab. In Finland, the ESA Phi-Lab research infrastructure is also supporting the projects. This means that our Phi-Lab consortium partners are offering different type of infrastructure that can be utilized by the Phi-Labs and can be help the projects and the startups involved in those. This is a general list of those infrastructures in Finland. Aalto University, for example, has a satellite laboratory. We have a small satellite ground station here as well, so that allows testing different frequencies and signals for satellites, for example. There's microwave technology, if in case you're working with radios or a certain type of radio sensors. A Meteorological Institute has their own ground stations in Sodankylä. They also have different cloud services, virtual services that can be used for simulations and, for example, AI modeling. Finnish Geospatial Research Center has a long list of things that includes from radiometrics test sites, so on-ground targets that you can use for testing sensors and verifying their performance, to online platforms, visualization, and also GNSS applications. For example, one of our current projects is using that kind of a algorithm they're using for testing their own solution and seeing how it would work in real environments. All these have, some of the resources have cost, some of them are free to use. So if you're interested on any of these, please check the application documents, and in those documents you will have more details on the specific resources and also contact persons for each resource so that you're able to figure out what is included, for example, in the Aalto University Satellite Laboratory today, because their equipment keeps updating almost monthly, and it might be that something that was not available before the summer is now being available or is being installed during the autumn. What we're looking for in the ESA Phi-Lab overall is new innovations. Our open call since last year has been the same. We're basically offering funding for space-related geospatial innovations, and here's a short video of showing what that means. So that was also shown in the video. What we're looking for is state-of-the-art geospatial innovations with high commercial potential. That can be, for example, sensor technologies, new type of sensors, new type of navigation solutions. It can be systems, signal innovations. It can be advanced computing, meaning AI, machine learning, more cost-efficient ways of doing things. It could be edge calculations in space. It could be algorithm processing on Earth. And it can be also new services focused on the end customers. There's a lot of applications that don't yet exist in different industries. So for that reason, we haven't limited too much on the what can be applied or what kind of applications you can send to us. The main thing is that geospatial means it should be Earth-focused. The technologies for Mars missions and Moon missions are not in our current focus, but of course in the future that might change. Currently we are focused on Earth, and there's still a lot of space to make new innovations here. It can be basically from any industry. These industries are just some using satellite navigations, Earth observations, different type of sensors, satellite communication. So just to show that there are a lot of opportunities there. You can either, for the innovation, it can be new for industry, or it can be totally new technology itself. So both ways it's possible to do new innovations. It can be also in space terms upstream, so something that is going to be sent to space, or it can be a downstream solution, so already utilizing something that is coming from space, for example, images or signals or something like that. The current projects we have in ESA Phi-Lab in Finland just showcased very briefly what they're up to. This is just to show that there's a lot of different ways of doing this, and we are not focused only on one industry or technology. We have currently 4 projects that we're financing. Companies are Coco Forest, SharpNow, Zero Gravity, and Yield Systems. If you're interested in those, the presentation links will provide you more information on the companies, but here are short introduction one-pagers of their projects. Leonhard is a SharpNow project. They're developing new type of satellite navigation system for low Earth orbit, in space terms LEO PNT. They're trying to do in our project validation for the solution and basically create the next technology readiness level so they're able to actually apply that in the future missions. This is a continuation of their previous development, so they already had something when they started, and in our program they're now getting more support for that, and they're also utilizing the expertise from the Aalto University and Finnish Geospatial Institute, providing the information and know-how on how the technology can be developed further. Zero Gravity, another company that started last year, they're developing a new type of payload for thermal cameras, meaning that thermal cameras that can provide higher resolution and be also utilized in smaller satellites, which allows them to be sent to the lower Earth orbits as well. PEGSAT is a Yield Systems project. They're using satellite data, so they already have a ground-based solution for monitoring different type of crops, and in our program they are now developing the next stage where they combine the existing mobile solution to Earth observation from satellites, and with that they're able to scan larger areas and also use their solution for larger mapping projects. Then the 4th project we're currently supporting is a collaboration between Coco Forest and Luontoa. They together are developing a new way of applying satellite observations for forest monitoring, especially what comes to biodiversity, and that allows them again to scale the solution they already have for the ground-based mapping with the satellite observations, and with this they're able to expand their services to wider areas and especially focus on areas where you don't necessarily have the means or data available from the ground for all mapping purposes. Then if we go to the actual process of how the ESA Phi-Lab works, we have pretty simple process in applications. Basically, there are some stages. Our open call is open at the moment. The information on that is available on the website, and the details can be also asked about the application by sending us basically your email address through the website, and then we will provide you with the application documents. Actual application is submitted to us, and during the cutoff days, we will check what has been sent to us. We'll have a tender opening board that will check that all the conditions are met in the applications. After that, we will have a tender evaluation that will evaluate each application, and the ones passing the criteria and the limits for the scoring will be signed in contracts after a review. And then the actual project starts. So currently we have 4 projects in the program. We still have room for many more. So for that reason, we now have the next cutoff day in 7th of September, so roughly in 1 month's time. The open call process itself, from the applicant side, even we have these steps, is pretty simple. You send us the application, you fill it, you sign the pages that say sign here, agree, compliant, and then that application gets evaluated in the tender evaluation board, where you also have a chance to pitch and present the main points of your application. And the tender evaluation board has a chance to ask questions, and specific details about things might be interesting then or relevant for the application evaluation. Selection criteria is pretty simple as well. Basically every header in the application is a selection criteria. We will look into the background and experience of the team, the companies involved. We will look into research and technology. Is it relevant? What kind of things are there? Is it the state of the art? Does it already exist, or is it totally new thing? We will look into the commercialization opportunities in this, especially what comes to the commercial potential, what kind of impact, how it might disrupt the market. And then we look into the actual management and activity proposal, which means that there should be doable project with the funding and the time limits. So if you're starting from scratch and trying to do a total satellite mission with hundreds of satellites, that might not be doable with our funding. But if you're doing a relevant development technology readiness, or in software side, even releasing a completely new software during the program, then there might be more doable, and then activity is realistic to the limits of the project. Please check, if you're actually applying, please check every criteria, what is written there, and give thought to that every criteria will be scored. So nothing should be left out. No headers of the application shouldn't be removed. And by filling all of those, you will have a better chance of getting good score and getting through to the funding as well. As said, next cutoff day is 7th of September. If you want to request for the applications, you can send the request through our website, and we will send those by email to you. We're not hiding, so if you have any questions related to documents, or if you have any current questions already even before reading the documents, please reach out to us. Our website has our contact information, and by email, you can also, of course, send us email through the contacts we have on the website. Thank you for the interest, and also our program is financially supported by ESA, Amer-kulttuurisäätiö, Kaute-säätiö, Technology Fund of Finland, and Vaasa Fund of Finland. So thank you. I will stop the recording, and if you have any questions, please ask them or contact us afterwards.